a hairpin. Look out.
I've come from New York City, where I work, to Winnipeg, my hometown in Canada, and then 2.5 hours by car to a remote cabin on a lake.
It's sort of like the annual family reunion, and I'll tell you why. My mom. Woohoo!
My mother's name is Susie Lount.
But isn't that wonderful for a fire at the lake?
She has the elegance of Jackie Kennedy and the strength of Hercules.
And without her, I am certain I would not be where I am. I'm certain. So how many pounds of fish total?
10.
This is our Sunday brunch. My brothers Jeff and Joe are there.
That was a decent fish.
My sister Alex. And as the youngest, I get zero respect.
Only because there's no such thing as less than 0.
Yeah.
So it's a pilgrimage of sorts because we all come back to Mom. This is the traditional way we cook our fish. It is bacon dripping.
I'm out.
And she's the boss, she's the glue, she's the mom, she's the friend, she's the mentor. She's pretty much every role.
Certainly more roles than she ever expected. My mom, just out of college, married John Banfield in 1959. He was from an upper-class family and seemed destined to a promising career as an architect.
I envisioned being a wife, being a mother. Everything looked perfect.
But it was not perfect.
Dad struggled with alcoholism, but back then, people didn't talk about it.
The disease had such a tight grip on Dad that he went bankrupt twice. I was too young to understand, but my mom did.
We don't have any money. We don't have any money. Don't spend any money. Well, the children need socks. The children need shirts. The children need, whatever. Well, don't spend any money.
To pinch pennies, she bought day-old bread, meat, and produce from the back of the store.
Everybody was moving up, and I was moving down. I was terrified. I was terrified. I was a housewife with 4 children, a home economics degree, which wasn't going to get you a job anywhere.
Nonetheless, Mom entered the cutthroat, male-dominated world of real estate back in 1970.
Those days, ambition in a woman was a bad thing.
Didn't matter. It turned out Mom was really good. How good?
I became the breadwinner.
Was that uncomfortable for Dad?
I think by the time the role reversal took place, your father, I think he'd sort of given up.
Mom, on the other hand, soon opened her own company with my aunt and a friend.
And we were laughed at by quite a few people because women just didn't do that. They ought to be at home with their children.
What started out as a way to keep the family afloat became a lesson about independence. Mom's style of mentoring was simple.
Tough love. No complaining, no excuses.
Mom taught by example as she bought and sold homes in Winnipeg's toniest neighborhoods.
We were unbelievably successful for 3 women that had no business training at all.
So successful that I was off to a fancy private school. But it wasn't long before my adolescent rebellion began.
She was full of fire, full of beans. That is when the trouble began. And Mom hauled me in to see the headmaster, a place you do not want to be. And between the 2 of them, they read me the riot act.
In that moment, I had to ask myself a question. What do I want my future to look like? And sure enough, on my next report card, good grades, and look at what the headmaster wrote. Now we are beginning to see what Ashleigh can do.
Mom nipped that rebellious brat in the bud. I think a trajectory began there.
After college, I started at CJBN TV.
I'm Ashleigh Banfield, your host for the last edition of the summer show.
It was a teeny tiny station in the sticks.
Rick, can you tell me a little bit about how you got involved in duck carving and how long ago?
Well, I've been at it for 5 years now.
Over time, I graduated to bigger stations in Canada, local news in the US, and then American networks. But along the way, I went from rising star to has-been when I was demoted or fired, and not just once.
Did you get as many phone calls from Joe, Alex, and Jeff with tragic news about their jobs as you got from me?
Well, the stages that you all went through, you know.
You're trying to gently say no. I was fired more than they were.
Oh, that's so cute. I guess you were.
Each time, Mom offered a shoulder to cry on, and maybe more importantly, blunt words if I sounded like giving up.
Move it. Don't complain. Get to work.
Those words have followed them all the way along in their life. Tough it out. To have all my 4 children around the table right now is extremely special for me.
I often think about the impact that she's had on me as a professional, as a person.
Love you all.
Love you too, Gummy.
Love you too, Gummy.
Love you too, Gummy.
She may not look it, but Mom is now 77.
I can never actually think about losing Mom. I just can't. I can't. I don't know who I'd call. I don't know what I would do. There's no one like her.
Okay, gang.
There is really no one else. Have I thanked you properly?
I think I'm going to cry. You know, sweetheart, you have. Just sitting here today with you, I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you.